Alright guys, Tactical here back again today. Hope you're enjoying your Tuesday so far. Today I wanted to talk about this Arcitys interview that came out yesterday on the CDL YouTube channel. Thanks first of all for Martin, or to Martin, for pointing this out to me. A very interesting discussion that Arcitys has. He's super open and honest in this interview as well. It's about 25 minutes long almost. So of course I'll leave this linked down below for you guys to check it out. But I wanted to go through 3 minutes or so of clips from this interview which are really telling for the current state of the Chicago Huntsmen and maybe what we can expect for this upcoming weekends. Some really interesting insight on how the team is working internally, what steps they are trying to take to prevent this, and how maybe that will help improve them going forwards. But I hear some echoes in this interview of things that have gone wrong with, well, OpTic teams in the past, players that, well, with players that are on this Chicago Huntsmen team, of course, considered, I guess, the old OpTic game and moving over onto this new branding, if you guys are completely new to the scene. So like if you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe if you're new as always, I would greatly appreciate it. I'm really interested to hear your thoughts on this in the comment section below as well, because yeah, definitely something that's worthy of discussion. So firstly, I just wanted to, well, I'll share with you the first clip of the 4. I think I'm going to split it up into about 4 sections here, and that is on, well, the team chemistry.
What's it like in comms? I know it's online. We know it's a different format. We know, things have changed a little bit. But what are the comms like for the team right now when it's not going well?
To be honest, I tell them this every day. Us 5 shouldn't be losing no matter what. So we must suck. That's all I keep telling them. We got to work on something, and we all think it's like it's not as bad as I'm about to say. We all think it's like an outside game situation. Like we need to work on stuff like to be better friends, not in game. So I think we've been working on that since we got home, and it's been going well.
Now, we get some somewhat contradictory opinions here from Arcitys as he goes through the interview, because he starts off talking about how he thinks the problems mainly are external to the game. However, in the coming minutes, as we'll go through, he says that there are serious problems with their search and destroy, their hardpoint, and, domination as well to some degree. So it's not looking great, quite frankly. And as Arcitys says, right, like this team of those players, there's no way they should be like a top 4, top 5 team. When we saw the power rankings recently, Chicago down in 4th, right? Most people would still put them slightly higher than that, but maybe on the online scene, not something we expected going into the season. Top 3 at worst, right, was people's expectations, I suppose, for this squad. And, they haven't really done so well over the last couple of events. So, as Arcitys says, of course, there is some issues with how they are playing the game, but he talks about issues outside the game as well. Maybe they're not friends enough. And, as Miles Hamilton says here in the comments of that, I think I've heard this before back in the World War II days when this old, West Formal left OpTic in the first place, the World War II squads, they were talking about how, okay, there's issues with the game, but we just need to, get better friends and external to the game be better. Like, the fact of the matter is, teams have done very, very well in the past, not being particularly friends, right? And we have seen to OpTic for some degree that when they're winning, that helps keep the team meshed together, regardless of what the external circumstances have been. And when they stopped winning, then it all fell apart. But it's like a correlation causation thing, right? Which realm are you looking at? There's definitely been teams in the past where people don't get on and they still manage to put their differences aside and get on with it. So I'm sure these guys get on relatively well, but even if they're not getting on 100% of the time, all the time, they're professionals at the end of the day, and obviously it really helps if you're getting on as a team, but it's probably not fundamental to your success. There's always going to be some kind of team tension, to be honest, going on there. Probably not on that E United team that Arcitys was on last season, where he was really dominant on, of course, the latter half of the season, but still not the root cause of the issue, I would imagine. But I'm intrigued to hear your thoughts down below. But yeah, maybe some echoes back here to the World War II OpTic team that broke apart, and I'm sure if you're a Chicago fan, that's not really something you want to see. So wanted to move on to the next couple of clips here, where he talks about the fundamentals of the team, some of the bickering, the arguments that they're having behind the scenes. I'm sure a lot of you guys have kind of seen this on stream if you've been watching their scrims as of late. And also I wanted to share, following the couple of clips from this interview, a clip that I've had saved up for a long time now with Gunless and the team talking behind the scenes. As I've said, with a team like Chicago that streams a lot of this more publicly, obviously you're going to see more of these clips come out to the surface, but yeah, maybe still not ideal.
Does that mean your fundamentals are maybe not as good?
Oh yeah, 100%. We don't know how to play the game.
Oh wow.
I mean, it seems like it does sound like that too. Yeah, it does sound like a bold statement, man, that you don't know how to play the game.
There's no way.
I'm just saying, us 5 shouldn't be losing, no matter what game it is, no matter what COD it is. I mean, if people watch the streams, they know what we needed to work on. There's a lot of bickering, there's a lot of arguing, there's a lot of not listening to each other. I think that's the #1 thing. With my old squad that won 2 events in a row, we always listen to each other, no matter like how stupid you sound. We always like, okay, we still got like just to make sure like he doesn't feel like he's just not there on the team, like just like because if you're not gonna listen to a teammate, he's gonna obviously start losing his shit.
Yeah.
And he's like, if they don't even want me on the team, why am I here? Like, I think that's how we all feel right now, and it's something we are working on because we had like a 30 minute to an hour conversation about, oh, you're not waking up on time, you're waking up 5 minutes before scrims, which
literally, bro, we just gotta take it one map at a time, man.
It's literally one map at a time. I don't get it. Like, just if you lose full so much, just do something about it, and I guarantee you'll have 900 times more fun. Every time you lose full, it kills everyone's vibe, and then we just get dunked on.
Yeah, well, it's not even like, not even just that. Like, this
Bro,
is fucking practice, man.
It's fucking practice as well. Like,
we've got to improve on every.
So this is the results from the entire season so far, and it is interesting to hear about that chemistry issue behind the scenes, and it's definitely something that I suppose you could expect to happen with a team with Gunless on it through the course of the season. It's something that we talked about from the very start of the season, the Gunless factor, right? An incredibly talented player. Let's just bring up the stat lines here so far. So he's actually the only player on the team that's negative, but he's obviously not playing the best role if you want to have the best KD, for example, on this squad right now. The other players are kind of more taking the lead in that aspect, but let's get this down to size once again. But of course, the last few seasons, we've seen that Gunless has an interesting, time of things in a team over the course of his career. The United squad back in the Infinite Warfare days, he benches himself, gets into FaZe clan. Similar thing happens last season on Luminosity, isn't happy with how things go. And obviously, chemistry issues with Gunless have been seen. The Luminosity squad, there was rumours that Formal had said that having teamed with Gunless, that was the worst decision he ever made. Doing so again here on Chicago clearly changed his mind, but at the same time, you look at this team and immediately the first thought on the season was, my opinion was, if this team is going to be a great team, they're going to be so pretty much at the start of the game and the first couple of months. Because long term, I cannot imagine, and Arcitys talks later in this interview, it's not a clip I'm going to share, but he talks about how the egos on this team are massive. Like, we don't really listen to our coach all of the time. It's really difficult for Sender to, get through our thick skulls, I suppose. And he says, look, we've got massive egos, right? And that is something which is obviously going to happen in a team like this. And it just takes time for those things to come to the surface, and maybe it is now, and maybe that's causing issues, and the difficulty of online and the easy excuses it makes in your head, it could be exacerbating that, right? So that's something I've always kind of been worried about. We see some of these clips coming out, bickering and fundamental aspects of the team in that attribute. Like, chemistry doesn't seem to be in a great place right now, and that's a really difficult spot to be in, even if you are as talented as you are. So let's go on to the next clips, which are pretty much the title of the video, talking about how Formal and Gunless specifically not waking up even for practice when they get on in, well, I don't know when they start scrimming, but it's afternoon time at the very least. So not ideal at all. And Arcitys has a few words for them.
I have not had teammates that didn't wake up on time.
Can you say who said teammate or teammates
yeah,
are?
I can say the people know it's Formal and Gunless. It's
Come on.
I mean, I understand Formal situation. I like Gunless. He like there's a week where he streamed like 18 hours a day, and I was like, dude, you're crazy. But I think we all need to take it more serious. In game too, like me and Seth like to troll. Seth is the biggest troll I ever played with too, which isn't it wrong. It's not a bad thing because like it's just to make sure like. Some of us are trying to get our shit together, and some of us are like trying to have fun at the same time, which I like a lot because if I'm not having fun, I'm getting smoked. Monday or Tuesday was the first day we actually went into a lobby. Is 6, 7, or 8 of us, even Tupac and General are in there, and we actually went over S&D stuff. That was the first time this year.
This late into the season?
Yes. I mean, at London, I'm pretty sure we're a really, really good S&D team. I can't remember, but I know it fell off after Atlanta because we got lazy.
And you hear him talk about some other things as well, in addition to them not waking up on time. I mean, first of all, that's just outrageous, obviously. Like, look, it's your job, right? You turn up on time and you scrim with the team. And if you're going to get up like 5 minutes before scrims, even if you are there on time, but your head's not fully in the game, you haven't got the right mindset and, well, not exactly the mindset, but the right lifestyle, right? We've talked about this for, well, a number of times, and I'm sure that, other esports especially have lifestyle coaches almost. So the players are getting up at a set routine, set time of the day, going to the gym, gym, eating the right food. Like some esports teams even have their own chef, right, to make sure their mindset is always in the right place all the time. Not something you can do in a quarantine situation, but still something that the players and the management of Chicago should probably be trying to promote, right, and get them on a level playing field here, or get them on the right track, I suppose, because that's just not something that's going to help your practice. If people aren't even waking up for it, they're coming in late. It's just not ideal by any means, and not something that really should be accepted within the squad. I can't imagine that Hector and the other management guys are particularly happy with this situation. He also talks about Scump, you know, like the trolling aspect, which obviously that's always been part of Scump's nature, and they've won so many championships over the years. So you can't really say that is a real impact on the team. He talks about how, he enjoys the fact that there is a lot of camaraderie, and when it does go well for the team, it's very good fun to play with the squad, which obviously is something you need, but obviously with the bickering and all that stuff we talked about, maybe not always being the case. And then S&D practice as well, saying that this is the first time the entire year they've gotten a full lobby with 2-pack and with general, and they've gone over strats on certain maps. Like, what is going on there? I'm sure teams have been doing this for months. Their search and destroy hasn't been great lately. They've been getting completely outplayed by a lot of teams because they've been watching VODs, they've been doing the practice behind the scenes, but it seems like Chicago just hop on for scrims and barely ever actually try and scrim, search and destroy and improve in that aspect, which is really poor, to be honest, but it is good at least they are recognizing it now. So just the final clip I wanted to discuss with you guys is General on the bench. Would he come into the front, the starting lineup? Arcitys actually says that was a possibility.
At any point throughout the squad, has anyone thought a team like bringing General off the bench and putting him in the main roster, has that ever been in discussion? Because he's a very good player.
Again, I'm being straight up with you guys. I did. There's a week right before Dallas is the last event.
Yep.
Yeah, a week before that, we didn't win a map for like
3 days,
4 days.
You get tucked, yeah.
Yeah, it was when I was running a flex, and right after that I was like, yo, let me run the AR, because Matt was just sitting there complaining about the MP5, which every AR does. But I was like, I told Troy on the side, I was like, Troy, if we don't win a map today, I'm gonna spectate. I want to see what these guys are doing on the map to make us lose, because I know it's me, it's all of us. I'm like, dude, what's going on? Like, people are giving half calls, like the non-energy ones are like, he's weak. And I hate that. I hate that so much as a player. Like, it's just something like, it just shows me like you're putting zero effort and like you just woke up or something. I was like, dude, you guys gotta like get a rip. Like, we're trying to win chips here. It's just more embarrassing for us to lose just because our squad right now.
Right.
So I kept telling him, I was like, Troy, if we don't win a map right now, I'm gonna spectate the next series. Luckily, like the main AR switch worked for a little bit. But we switched back, so we'll see how it goes.
So yeah, I'll leave you guys there for the day. Really intrigued to hear your thoughts on this down in the comment section below. This graphic from Lion Man right here on screen right now, based on their performance of the Dallas Online Home Series. Arcitys saying how, look, the team was going so bad at a point pre this Dallas Online Home Series, he was thinking about just benching himself and bringing a general in just to see what was going wrong with the team, because they can't keep getting bailed out in these search and destroys. Really intrigued to see how you guys think this is going to affect the upcoming weekends and whether they can get their issues sorted in time, because let's not forget, this is one of the big ones for the Huntsmen. They've got, a lot is on the line here, right? You've got Atlanta there, you've got Dallas there, some potential big matchups this weekend. Obviously the one they want to win, giving it's their home series, and Arcitys clearly really has the desire to. If the team doesn't do so well this weekend, what is the route going forward? Honestly, I can't imagine, I don't see them winning it personally. Intrigued to hear your thoughts, and well, however things go, I'll definitely be talking about it over the course of this weekend and the coming week. Big storylines are up ahead. Like, if you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe if you're new. As always, I would greatly appreciate it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.